Good morning, children. I welcome you all to Social Science online class. Today we are going to see History Unit 4 South Indian Kingdoms. In South Indian Kingdoms, we are going to see about only the Pallavas. South Indian Kingdoms. By the early 7th century, South India had come under the control of the Pallava kings of Kanchipuram. Pallava kingdom included the domains of the Cholas and the Pandyas. Much of the central and eastern Deccan was under the Chalukyas of Badami, who were then pushed away by the Rashtrakutas. Now we see about the Pallavas. The Pallavas made Kanchipuram an important trade center. Kanchipuram was well known to Chinese and Roman merchants. However, Tondaimandalam was the central part of their kingdom. Now let us see about the sources. Inscriptions: Mandagapattu cave, eye-hole inscription of Pulikesi II. Copper plates, Kasakudi plates. Literature: Mattavilasa Prahasana, Avanti Sundara Katha, Kalingathu Parani, Periya Puranam and Nandi Kalambagam. Foreign notice: accounts of Chinese traveler Huanshuang. Pallava genealogy. Genealogy means an account of the descent of a person. There were early Pallava rulers who were under the control of Satavahanas. Simhavishnu, son of Simhavarman II, after destroying the Kalabras, he created a strong Pallava kingdom. He defeated many kings in the south, including the Cholas and Pandyas. His able son was Mahendravarman I. He was succeeded by his son Narasimhavarman I. The other prominent Pallava rulers were Narasimhavarman II or Rajasimha and Nandivarman II. The last Pallava ruler was Aparajita. Mahendravarman contributed a lot to the greatness of Pallava kingdom. He followed Jainism in the early part of his rule. He was converted to Saivism by the Saivite saint Appar. He was a great patron of art and architecture. Mahendravarman wrote plays including Mattavilasa Prahasana. Pulikesi II defeated Mahendravarman and took over a large part of his territory. His son Narasimhavarma I avenged the defeat by capturing Vatapi, the capital of Chalukyas. He set Vatapi on fire, killing Pulikesi in the process. Paranjodi was army general of Narasimhavarma I. He was popularly known as Sirutonda, one of the 63 Nayanmas. Paranjodi led the Pallava army during the invasion of Vatapi. After the victory, he had a change of heart and devoted himself to Lord Shiva. Narasimhavarman II is also known as Rajasimha. He was a great military strategist. He exchanged ambassadors with China. Ambassadors means a person who represents. During his period, the famous Kailasanatha temple was built at Kanchipuram. Pallava's contribution to architecture. Pallava period is known for architectural splendor. What, children? Can you understand? Pallava period is known for architectural splendor because architecture flourished during Pallava period. The Shore temple and various other temples carved from granite monoliths and the Varaha cave at Mamallapuram are illustrious examples of Pallava architecture. In 1984, Mamallapuram was added to the list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. In 1984, Mamallapuram was added to the list of UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Pallava architecture can be classified into three types. What are they? Rock-cut temples, monolithic rathas and sculptural mandapas. Third one, structural temples. First one we said rock-cut temples. That is Mahendravarman style. These rock-cut temples are Mahendravarman style. Monolithic rathas and sculptural mandapas are Mamallan style. Children, monolithic rathas and sculptural mandapas are Mamallan style. Third one, structural temples, Rajasimhan style and Nandivarman style. These structural temples are Rajasimhavarman style and Nandivarman style. Children, we said Pallava architecture are classified into three types. Now let us see about Mahendravarman style. Can you tell me what is Mahendravarman style? Yes, rock-cut temples. The best example of Mahendravarman style monuments are cave temples. What is that? They are cave temples. Monuments are cave temples. Where they are present, they are situated at Mandagapattu, Mahendravadi, Mamandur, Tiruchirappalli, Vallam, Tirukazhukundram and Siyamangalam. Mamallan style, we said monolithic rathas. Children, can you tell me what is monolithic rathas? Mono means single. They are made up of single rocks. Each rathas are carved out of single rock. So now let us see the Mamallan style. The 5 rathas means what? Chariots. Popularly called Panchapandava rathas, signify 5 different style of temple architecture. Children, it signify 5 different style of temple architecture. Each ratha has been carved out of a single rock. Already we said it is carved out of a single rock, so only they are called monolithic. The popular mandapams they built Mahishasura Mardini Mandapam, Tirumurti Mandapam and Varaha Mandapam. The most important among the Mamallan style of architecture is the open art gallery. Now let us see some example for beautiful architecture done during Mamallan style. Several miniature sculptures such as the figure of lice-picking monkey, elephants of huge size and the figure of the ascetic cat have been sculpted beautifully on the wall of a huge rock. And also we can say some more example. The fall of the river Ganga from the head of Lord Shiva and the Arjuna's penance are notable among them. The Great Penance Panel is considered to be the world's largest open-air bas relief. Children, we said it is considered to be the world's largest open air bas relief. That means it is a type of art in which shapes are cut from the surrounding stone so that they stand out. Narasimhavarma style, that is Narasimhavarma II is also known as Rajasimha. He constructed structural temples using stone blocks. The best example for the structural temple is Kailasanatha temple. It is situated at Kanchipuram. This temple was built by using sandstones. So, Kailasanatha temple is called Rajasimheswaram. Nandivarma style. Vaikunta Perumal temple at Kanchipuram is an example for structural temple built by the later Pallavas. The last stage of the Pallava architecture is also represented by structural temples. Let us see society and culture. Children, when we see about the Pallavas, they supported Jainism, Buddhism and the Vedic faith. They were great patrons of music, painting and literature. Some of the Pallava kings patronized the Alvas and Nayanmars. Among the Saivites were Appar and Manikavasagar, and among the Vaishnavites were Nammalvar and Andal. The Bhakti movement aimed at preaching a popular faith in which prayer in Tamil were preferred to those in Sanskrit. So during Pallava period, women were encouraged to participate in the religious congregations. The Tamil devotional cult was competitive with Buddhism and Jainism. Buddhism and Jainism faced a gradual decline in most parts of our Tamil country. Now let us see about education and literature. Getika is nothing but a monastery or a center of learning. It is present at Kanchi, was popular during the Pallava times, and it attracted students from all parts of India and abroad. Vatsyaya was a teacher at Kanchi, that is in Getika. He was a teacher and he wrote Nyaya Bhashya. The great Sanskrit scholar Dandin lived in the court of Narasimhavarma I, and Bharavi, the great Sanskrit scholar, lived in the time of Simhavishnu. Dandin composed Dasakumara Charita and Bharavi wrote Kiratarjunya. It is an epic in verses. Tamil literature also flourished during the Pallava period. Devaram was composed by Nayanmars and Nalayara Divya Prabandham composed by Alvas, which are still chanted by devout people. Nandivarman II patronized Perundevanar and he translated the Mahabharata into Tamil as Bharata Venba. The treatise on Dakshin Chitram, it is about the paintings of South India. It was compiled during the period of Mahendravarma I. Dakshin Chitram is nothing but it is about the paintings of South India. The Pallava kings had also patronized fine arts. The music inscriptions in Kudumiyan Malai and Thirumayam temples show Pallava's interest in music. Pallava kings not only showed their interest in architecture, we can see their interest in music by the music inscriptions present in Kudumiyan Malai and Thirumayam temples. The famous musician Rudracharya lived during Mahendravarma I. Rudracharya was a famous musician lived during Mahendravarma I. The sculptures of this period depict many images in dancing postures. Now let us recall. By the early 7th century, South India had come under the control of the Pallavas of Kanchi and the Chalukyas of Badami. Pallava period is known for architectural splendor. Already we said this, children. Pallava period is known for architectural splendor. The Pallava architecture can be classified into 3 types. They are rock-cut temples, monolithic rathas and sculptural mandapas, structural temples. And we can say rock-cut temples as Mahendravarman style, monolithic rathas and sculptural mandapas as Mamallan style, and the structural temples are Rajasimhan style and Nandivarman style. Getika is a monastery or center of learning. It is present at Kanchi. It was popular during the Pallava times and it attracted students from all parts of India and abroad. Children, Getika is a place of learning and it attracted students from all parts of India and abroad. Now we see about the Pancha Pandava Rathas or monolithic rathas. The 5 rathas, chariots, popularly called Panchapandava rathas. It signifies 5 different styles of temple architecture. It signifies 5 different styles of temple architecture. Each ratha has been carved out of a single rock. So, they are called monolithic. Children, each ratha has been carved out of a single rock. So, they are called monolithic. Thank you, children. God bless you.